Everyday life. Everyday life. Everyday life. Everyday life. Everyday life.
I've actually been wondering how skills and monetary skills and entrepreneurial skills can build me as a young person. But actually, Absa got me on the go on that. Absa Ready to Work is really fantastic. It comes around with entrepreneurial skills, money skills, and everything that I need as a young person to get my business started. So if I recommend any app for any young person out there, I would say Absa Ready to Work will do it all for you.
There is an app called Absa Ready to Work app, which is going to equip us for industry-ready jobs, and I'm excited about it. I also learned about the stock exchange, where it's a platform where we can buy and sell shares. Not only that, there is a Ghana fixed income market, and then there is a Ghana alternative exchange market.
As young people, we should be patient when doing investments. We shouldn't focus on the interest rates, because interest rate is not the multiplier of investments, but time is the multiplier of investments.
So I got to know that my money could be working for me instead of me working for my money. But I do that by investing my money into treasury bills and also mutual funds, which can gain me profits in a short-term basis or a long-term basis.
To invest in a particular company, one of the things you have to look out for is the products you want to invest in. Finding the products will help you to gain more knowledge as to whether your investment is going to yield more income or there's going to be more risk.
Everyday life. Everyday life.
I've actually been wondering how skills and monetary skills and entrepreneurial skills can build me as a young person. But actually, Absa got me on the go on that. Absa Ready to Work is really fantastic. It comes around with entrepreneurial skills, money skills, and everything that I need as a young person to get my business started. So if I recommend any app for any young person out there, I would say Absa Ready to Work will do it all for you.
There is an app called Absa Ready to Work app, which is going to equip us for industry-ready jobs, and I'm excited about it. I also learned about the stock exchange, where it's a platform where we can buy and sell shares. Not only that, there is a Ghana fixed income market, and then there is a Ghana alternative exchange market.
As young people, we should be patient when doing investments. We shouldn't focus on the interest rates, because interest rate is not the multiplier of investments, but time is the multiplier of investments.
So I got to know that my money could be working for me instead of me working for my money. But I do that by investing my money into treasury bills and also mutual funds, which can gain me profits in a short-term basis or a long-term basis.
To invest in a particular company, one of the things you have to look out for is the products you want to invest in. Finding the products will help you to gain more knowledge as to whether your investment is going to yield more income or there's going to be more risk.
I've actually been wondering how skills and monetary skills and entrepreneurial skills can build me as a young person. But actually, Absa got me on the go on that. Absa Ready to Work is really fantastic. It comes around with entrepreneurial skills, money skills, and everything that I need as a young person to get my business started. So if I recommend any app for any young person out there, I would say Absa Ready to Work will do it all for you.
There is an app called Absa Ready to Work app, which is going to equip us for industry-ready jobs, and I'm excited about it. I also learned about the stock exchange, where it's a platform where we can buy and sell shares. Not only that, there is a Ghana fixed income market, and then there is a Ghana alternative exchange market.
As young people, we should be patient when doing investments. We shouldn't focus on the interest rates, because interest rate is not the multiplier of investments, but time is the multiplier of investments.
So I got to know that my money could be working for me instead of me working for my money. But I do that by investing my money into treasury bills and also mutual funds, which can gain me profits in a short-term basis or a long-term basis.
To invest in a particular company, one of the things you have to look out for is the products you want to invest in. Finding the products will help you to gain more knowledge as to whether your investment is going to yield more income or there's going to be more risk.
Everyday life. Everyday life. Everyday life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the July Absa Ready to Work webinar series. My name is Priscilla Yeboah, and I'm your host for today. The Ready to Work program actually is designed to equip you, to empower you to learn skills and opportunities that you can use to enhance your lifestyle, your employability, and self-employment skills. I would like to take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to our viewers and all our participants who have actually logged onto the program and have also completed the Ready to Work program on the portal or are at different levels of the program. I want you to pick a phone to call your friends, your colleagues, your family to tune in and join us this morning as we embark on this interesting discussion. Recently, I heard on the radio that over 2 million young people in Ghana are neither in school or in employment. And I was wondering, so what are all these people doing? And it's interesting because we get to hear that there are a lot of opportunities in the economy. There are a lot of things that people can do. So we decided to have this interesting conversation. And our topic for discussion today is actually building your hustle, unlocking the opportunities in the gig economy landscape. And today I have with me two gentlemen who are going to help us go into this discussion, look for the opportunities in the gig economy that young people can take advantage to excel or to develop themselves or to employ themselves or create employment for themselves and other people. You are very welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'll start from my extreme left. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Thank you very much. So my name is Gabriel Kwashe. I like to say that I've worked with two global organizations, that's the British Council and Twitter, and started my own business, which didn't do well, but currently active in the gig economy. But essentially, my career has been focused on how I can support young people to either start their own businesses or to be gainfully employed here. Yeah, so basically that's about me.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I'm sure you bring a lot of interesting insight into our conversation this morning.
Yes.
Let's come to you, gentlemen. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Yes, my name is Anthony. Everyone calls me Tony. I currently work with Absa Bank, and I'm part of the tech team contributing to bringing technology solutions and digital services to our customers, and then also making life a lot easier for our staff members who are, of course, using digital solutions to serve our customers. And at the end of the day, making everything I can do to ensure that both our customers and our staff have a story they can tell about Absa Bank.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen, and you are welcome to the program. Viewers, before we start the conversation, kindly call a friend to join the Absa YouTube page and the WhatsApp page and be part of this interesting conversation. You can also post your questions, your feedback, your comments on the chat box, and during the session, we will go back to them and we'll try and address all of them. Welcome again, Gabriel and Tony.
Thank you.
Let's start with Gabriel. Gabriel, with some recent interactions of mine with young people, you know, I do a lot of interaction with young people on university campuses.
Yeah.
I've come to realize that a lot of them don't even know what gig economy is. Yeah. Can you please tell us what gig economy is and how in recent times it's the way to go for employment?
Yeah. So the economy as it stands has morphed over the years. So initially, it used to be the freelance economy, where we had a lot of freelancers or individuals that were interested in temporary positions, and organizations or also individuals that were willing to employ people to do those temporary positions. You know, so it used to be freelance economy. But now it has gradually dovetailed into the gig economy, which the term gig actually is a slang word that is used by musicians. You know, so when they say that they are going to perform, I'm going for a gig. just to say that that particular engagement has an end period or has an end date attached to it. So currently, as it stands, that's what the gig economy looks like. And I think that there are a lot of opportunities in the gig economy for a lot of young people, irrespective of who you are. You can still find space in the gig economy, yeah.
Oh, wow. So basically what you are saying is gig economy is freelancing or temporary jobs?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Let me come to you, Tony. Can you share with us the characteristics that differentiate a gig work from the traditional employment we know about?
Okay, cool, Priscilla, thanks. To be able to answer this question very well, I think we need to go back into time and start understanding how labor was once upon a time. And of course, our fathers and some of our grandfathers who finished school, by the time they were finishing school, and even we ourselves, by the time we were finishing school, we had job fairs, companies came to the offices, and then they were introducing us to their companies and trying to get the best students, to come and work for them. And when you went to these workplaces, you find out that you have a desk, you had a boss, you had colleagues, you had people who you work with, and they teach you how the work is, and then there's a corporate culture and all of that. As time have it, we realize that the companies have become fewer, the people who are graduating are becoming more. So we now have a problem of a lot of people who are finishing school and not having work to do. Around the same time, you're also noticing that we have a lot of technology which has become something that everybody is using. And so gig economy offers the opportunity for people to be able to just log on to their phone and subscribe to a certain job which they find over there, be it a driving job, being a cooking job, being even creative art job. You can do any of these jobs all online, or do it using your phone or through your phone. And this gives you an opportunity to earn a livelihood, gives you an opportunity to be who you are and be able to advance in life.
Whoa, that's a lot. Viewers, you heard. Gig economy is basically very flexible and autonomy. Yeah. You can be on your own. You don't need any investment to start a gig business, right? If I understand Tony correctly. Yeah. And this leads me to my next question that my viewers and I'm sure, are very much interested in. What do you say are the primary opportunities available in the gig economy today that we could leverage on, that as young people we could do? What are some of the opportunities? Who goes first?
I would take the lead. Okay. I think as it stands, there are certain platforms that are very popular, like Uber, Airbnb, and Bolt. So these are the ones that people would easily lean towards to. But I think that the way the economy stands, irrespective of who you are, you can still find a space in it. If you're talkative, there's an opportunity for you in the gig economy. If you are a foodie, there's an opportunity for you in the gig economy. If you are a caterer, there's an opportunity for you in the gig economy. So what you need to find before you even come into the gig economy is, what do I do, or what do I do the best way, and how are people interested in that? And that would actually drive you into an opportunity within them, because it's very open. It's a huge market that you can basically pioneer any opportunity in there as it stands. Yeah.
Tony?
Okay. So the opportunities are enormous, and I think that we are currently already enjoying a lot of things from the gig economy, right? So the simplest one I can think about quickly is even MTN, for example, has provided a means for people to become, bank tellers by having mobile money agents all over the place. We have, I think we have, over 100,000 people across the country who are participating in mobile money agency services, and these people are all earning from there. And I think Absa Bank has also done something along that line. So if you were, if you are somebody who wanted to start, a small business like selling oranges and things, you could actually get a home car loan very easily from the MTN platform. And that, by the way, is coming from Absa Bank. And so we have also contributed in a way to promote gig economy in the country.
Yeah, wow, interesting. So quite a number of sectors have opportunities in the gig space for young people to go into. Recently, somebody was telling me there are, even in the environmental sustainability space, there are gig opportunities in the environmental sustainability space. Because as a country, we have a lot of challenges in that space that young people can just look for solutions to solve those challenges as a way of creating jobs for themselves. Very interesting. Huh?
Yeah,
but
can I make a comment on that also?
Well, sure.
So once you have a phone and the platform are all over the place, we have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, right? You have the opportunity of, start, taking videos and thinking about how you can positively influence, a community, a people, a place. Yeah. And before you know it, other people start joining this movement.
Okay.
And before you know it, people start sponsoring you. Yeah. And before you know it, you'd have been creating positive impact on the society and at the same time getting your livelihood going. Yeah. I think this gives us, an opportunity to do a lot more things than just wait for that dream job that you have to get.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I'm loving this conversation. But let me find out from you, gentlemen. Share some of the challenges. There's nothing easy in this world. Share some of the challenges gig workers face with us and how they can actually go around these challenges if they want to go into this gig economy thing that we are talking about. What are some of the challenges and how can they go around it? Okay,
so if I may start, I think that for everything there are positives and there are negatives, but I don't see it too much as a negative at this point in time because we are just starting. Okay. And I feel that with traditional work, you have regulations, you have stipulated amount of minimum wage you need to pay to people. People need to take a rest at some time. They need to go on leave. People need to go on breaks, and they need to literally take care of their general health. Those things are not things that you can directly find in this current the gig economy. However, there are also opportunities over there because you will find out that once you subscribe to a national health insurance scheme or you can turn on your platform and work at any time that you want, you can really schedule yourself. So you have to have a lot of responsibility on yourself to know how to manage yourself within the gig economy. Because you have the opportunity to work whenever you want, wherever you want, at any time.
Oh, okay. Gabriel, you want to add to that?
Two unique challenges that I have identified, and I think I was sharing this before we started the conversation, was that I see a lot of young people using the gig economy to stall until they find a white-collar job. So the challenge has to be a mindset challenge, that I am not going to give my all to this because this is not basically what I want to do. I want to sit at the bank or I want a corporate job. But for me to survive, I am going to do this until I find that. And what happens is that they don't commit to that gig that they are doing, and they treat it as any other job until they find what they are looking for. But little do they know that it might not be what you want, but it might be what will lead you to what you are looking for. Yeah. So having that mindset that I'm an Uber driver and I need to commit to this, I need to be professional, I need to be consistent, and I need to treat people as they are supposed to, and make sure that my car is clean, I'm speaking to people very well, I'm dropping them off, I'm picking them up. Just being professional whilst you are at your gig would be the way that would lead you to maybe what you are looking for. So one of the challenges has to do with the mindset. The other challenge that I think that people like Tony can actually look into is the cybersecurity threats that a lot of people in the gig economy have faced. I'm sending them money, I never send them money. I've sent them money, the product never comes. So some of these challenges have had the way of stalling the economy and making them move to where it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we need to be deliberate about that gig job that we have, that we are doing.
Yeah.
You need to give your all to it.
Yes, you have
committed to it. Not look at it one day and the next day going because you are expecting a corporate job.
Yes.
You can start with that, and that opens up the opportunity for you to get other things going.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's interesting. I think I'm loving this conversation already. So what are some of the skills or attributes? You know, everything, you need to have certain skill sets for you to be able to excel or to thrive in it. What are some of the skills you gentlemen think that we need to develop as young people to get this gig thing going?
Yeah. Let me start. 2 unique skills. I think young people need to be very curious. Curiosity is very key when it comes to starting something new, something that's not in existence, you know. So as it stands, you might find yourself in an aspect of the gig economy where other people have not been there before, or even if they have been there, it's not been pioneered as other aspects of it, you know. And it's how curious you are, how you are ensuring that you are going online, you are reading, you are educating yourself, you are speaking to the right people, you are building a mentorship circle that you can actually get the right information from them, you know. So that's very key. Yeah, Tony, how do you?
Well, and I'd like to give some examples, right? Once upon a time, I mean, people provide food. You see, only caterers are the ones who provide food online, and they are advertising their food. But there came a group of young men who came up with something called Men's Cook, and kudos to them. And now you see that it's not just about cooking food. It's about the whole experience that you get for your party.
Yes.
And then food becomes an add-on to it. So in the gig economy, it's not necessarily about the exact thing that you are doing. Your unique value proposition has to be something that would make your customers excited about doing that business with you. So even if you are somebody who attended NAFTI, or you are somebody who you know, is doing business admin in the university, your thoughts will be about what would my customers want and what would they want, what would they like from me. Even if you are an electrician, today if you are looking for a handyman, you'll be calling this person and that person, and you'll not find who to call. But with handyman, with Men's Cook's example, I think that handyman services like plumbing, like electricians, like even mason, and all these other skills that can be things that can be monetized easily. Even caregivers, you find out that these things become an opportunity for people that they can develop their skills and develop the techniques of doing it, and that becomes an amazing way of earning a living.
I just remembered my second point. It's actually a top-up to what Tony mentioned. So when I used to work with Twitter, there was a team that was called the Customer Experience Team.
Okay.
What they would do is that...
at Absa.
Exactly.
We have the Customer Experience.
Customer Experience. Yes. So they are creating this experience based on the demands of the customer, that immediately the customer walks into the premises, or immediately the customer engages with the product, there is this experience that's going to get the customer to come back, or to get the customers to stay. And I think that's one of the key things that the gig economy has to look into: how you're relating with your customers, how you are engaging with them, the kind of products you are marketing to them, you know, just how you're even conversing, how you're having conversations with them, the diction that you use, and even your posture when you're speaking to them are very key in the gig economy.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So it's how you treat those customers that you get repeat business. It's very important. Even for the bigger businesses, we are doing it. How much more something that you are doing on the side as a hustle. Viewers, this is getting interesting. I hope you are calling everyone to join. Please, we are live on Absa Bank Ghana, Facebook, and YouTube pages. Keep sending your comments, your questions, and then we will come back to them. We want you to engage with us. We will bring you very soon into our conversation as we continue. Thank you. So I would say, how can individuals identify some of these skill sets that you guys have mentioned? How can I identify my strengths and know that I can use this to create a business or a gig for myself? How can individuals identify their strengths and know that they can use it to create a gig for themselves? If you could help us.
So, and again, I have two opinions on that. So, an individual who probably works with Absa Bank, and I made an example earlier on, closes from work and is commuting home. This individual can decide to turn on their Uber app and become a driver, picking other passengers and taking them home. And that reduces, or of course, when you take the money, you will be able to reduce the amount of fuel you are spending on that commute home. But on the other side, being a tech person, I have to say that you'd agree with me that we don't have enough platforms in the economy for that's serving people. So, for example, we have Uber, we have Jumia, we have Bolt Food and Bolt. How about another platform that's helping the Makola woman on the street?
No.
How about another platform that's helping doctors? Instead of they driving to do locum, they can just log on to this platform and serve people who are very far away. How about another platform that even teachers can just log on and teach some students and keep some students engaged? How about another platform that does anything that we are thinking about? So for us, the techie people, this is an opportunity for us to also think and ideate about which platforms will be needed by so many people. And by the way, when you want to enable payment platform on your platform, again, we have open APIs at Absa Bank, and that will help you to connect to all the payment providers very easily. And of course, we have been here for a long time. We know how to manage your money.
That's interesting. And you, Gabriel?
I like how Tony always features his products in the perfect advertisement. I used to manage a business incubator some few years ago, and one of the things I realized about the ideas that the young people were building was that they were building solutions for people that live in California and not for people that live here in Africa.
Oh, wow.
So they are not building for their community. They are building for a community outside of what they find themselves in. So at the end of the day, it's an excellent product, it's an excellent service, but nobody within your catchment area is willing to pay for it.
Okay.
So one of the things that we did was to keep records or to put together innovations that are happening within their community and exposing it to them. Because at the end of the day, they realized that it was an exposure challenge. It's what they've been exposed to, and what they've been exposed to is what is out there. So one of the things that I encourage people that are building products is that they need to build products for their community and not for communities that are outside of them. We build for the community, and if we realize that this product is moving globally, then we iterate to meet the global market. But until then, we are building for our next door neighbor.
That's very insightful.
Yes.
That's very insightful. Young people, we need to be innovative.
Yes.
The opportunities are there. People are doing things.
Yes.
Sitting right here in Ghana,
Yeah.
working for people in California.
Yeah.
There are opportunities, but we need to learn. We need to learn the skills that we need to develop ourselves to get to that stage.
Yeah.
How can gig, Absa is a bank, right? So we have to bring this aspect of the conversation into it.
Yes.
So as you go into this gig work, you make money.
Yep.
How can they manage this money? Because it looks like they are just going in there, do the gig, blow it, and then that's the end of it. How can gig workers manage their finances and secure it and use it to grow wealth for themselves? First of all, can gig gig job help you grow wealth?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it can.
So let's say, for example, you are working as a call center person, not for a company in Ghana, but then you found that remote job where you are picking calls. And because of the positioning of Ghana, we are able to pick calls for people across the world, whether they are in California or they are in Australia or wherever they are.
Yes.
We are strategically positioned by God himself.
Yeah.
And we have, we are in the middle of the world, so we can literally do that for people. Once your money is coming through, I encourage you, just open an Absa Bank account, and your money that's being paid to you will come through Absa Bank. And we have several processes and products that we can help you to grow this wealth so that you don't just spend the money, but then you put the money into various things. Remember that you don't have things like social security when you are doing gig economy. So a lot of things are your own responsibility and your own choices. And so you need to manage your money very well so that you can spend some and then also keep some for a rainy day.
Spot on. So you need to manage your finances very well.
You need to.
You need to bring some. You need to save some. That's the way to go to create wealth. You want to add something to it?
I was speaking to a seamstress. I was coaching a seamstress in Koforidua some few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And she's telling me that she's sewing. She doesn't know where the money goes to. So we break it down. How much are you making in a week? She's making close to like 1,500 cedis a week when she takes out her other expenses. I said, so what do you do with the 1,500? She can't tell me what she does with it because she doesn't have a budget. You know, she doesn't have a budget that states that this is my income.
I know.
And this is what I'm spending on. And then when they change, you come back to the budget and make those changes. So I'm telling her that there is no way this business would grow to become what you want it to look like if you don't have a strict budget that you have to keep. And I think that's the challenges with people in the gig economy. They think that, oh, listen, it's a gig. I go and I do a gig and I get some money. I probably don't know when my next gig is going to come. So let me squander the money and see what the future holds for me. But it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
You know, you need to have a strict budget that you need to follow as somebody that works in the gig economy, especially because it looks very seasonal. You know, it looks very seasonal, and you need to be consistent with your budget to ensure that you are able to make the world that you have. Yes, you can make money from the gig economy, because you would realize that most of the businesses that are now looking like corporate institutions actually started as a gig that people were doing before it blossomed like this. You know, so there's definitely money in there, but your budget has to be watched carefully.
There is definitely money in the gig economy, but you need to watch it. You need to budget. You need to plan it. All the gig monies that come, you need to plan it before you can create wealth out of that economy. Gentlemen, what do you think? What are some of the trends that we foresee in the coming years in this space? What are some of the trends you think are going to explode in the gig economy space?
Well, so I mentioned some examples earlier on. I mean, watch out for Absa Bank. We are definitely going to be partnering with a lot of fintechs to come up with platforms that help people in this space. So doctor platform, even Trotro platform, platforms for you know, students who have just finished school and are looking for something to do, consultative platform, advisory platform. I mean, these are going to be the platforms that are going to change things. And the whole idea is that even if you are sitting in Tumu, once you have access to a phone, you should be able to access health services from a consultant that is sitting somewhere in Accra. And that consultant should be able to serve a lot more people than people just queuing up. This is not to say that we are going to close down hospitals, but this is to say that we are going to give people an opportunity to have access to the services that they need every day. And this will be driven by technology platforms and gig platforms.
So I'm a bit hesitant when it comes to emerging trends, because I've realized that my predictions never work. It always blows my mind. Like, it's just beyond and beyond,
I know.
You know, the possibilities that exist in the gig market. But I think most importantly, what we have to do as young people is to prepare ourselves. You know, we need to ensure that the education that we are getting is actually enabling us to build the right skill sets that the job market is looking for. And when I say the job market, not necessarily the corporate job market, but what the gig market is looking for. I recently undertook a digital inclusion research at work, and what we were trying to do was to look at how we can get more ladies and people with special learning abilities into the gig market. You know, and one of the things that we identified as a gap is that if people don't build critical thinking and problem-solving skills, there's no way they can adapt to the changing scenes in the tech market. Because things are changing. Some few years ago, you have to be present at work every morning from 8 to 5. But now you don't have to. You don't necessarily have to. And my father struggles with that a lot when he sees me at home. and I'm not showing up at work. It's like, are you sure you are making money?
Working. Have you been sacked?
Have you
That's
been
the
sacked?
question.
Exactly. So what's happening, it's that we need to prepare ourselves for it. Most importantly, I want to talk about infrastructure. Okay. And this is where institutions like Absa would have to step in to look at how we can build the right infrastructure to ensure that young people are not excluded, irrespective of where they find themselves. I recently went to Tamale and I realized that it was difficult to get a boat ride compared to here in Accra. And that's a market that has left untapped right at our doorstep. So how are we ensuring that there is a reliable internet out there, and we are making sure that we are getting the acquisition right. We are getting the people that need to be on the platform to order for the rights, and the people that need to be on the platform to get the rights and pay for the services that's happening. So that's the issue about infrastructure. So for me, with emerging trends, it's going to blow beyond what we think, but we need to have the right infrastructure to embody the growth and also ensure that we are getting young people to build the right skill set to feed into the growth that's coming.
On the back of the infrastructure conversation,
Yes.
I'd like to also say that governance is something that helps us all streamline things so that nobody comes to use us and then take our profits away for nothing. So certainly I know that gig work has not been regulated in any shape or form.
Yeah.
And we don't have an association like GPRTU or any of that. But I think as we are going on, as the market is growing and becoming more successful, very soon it will be required that when you are on the gig platform, you should be able to have some time off and to be a regulation that would, help maintain our, sanity, so that people don't overwork themselves, but then they are also able to get themselves some break and good work-life balance.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So advancement in technology, like you just heard, is going to blow our minds in this space. Gig economy is here to stay, and it's going to be great and bigger. So as young people, we need to position ourselves. We need to get ready so we can take advantage of the opportunities that this development presents to us. Viewers, at this point, we'll go for a short commercial. Sorry, a short infomercial, not commercial. And when we come back, we'll take the final comments from our panelists. But then I would like to encourage you to keep sending through your questions, your comments, so that after the panelists' final comments, we will address all your comments and make you part of our conversation. Thank you. Please stand on.
Everyday life.
I've actually been wondering how skills and monetary skills and entrepreneurial skills can build me as a young person. But actually, Absa got me on the go on that. Absa ReadytoWork is really fantastic. It comes around with entrepreneurial skills, money skills, and everything that I need as a young person to get my business started. So if I recommend any app for any young person out there, I would say Absa ReadytoWork will do it all for you.
There is an app called Absa ReadytoWork app, which is going to equip us for industry-ready jobs, and I'm excited about it. I also learned about the stock exchange, where it's a platform where we can buy and sell shares. Not only that, there is a Ghana fixed income market, and then there is a Ghana alternative exchange market.
As young people, we should be patient when doing investments. We shouldn't focus on the interest rates, because interest rate is not the multiplier of investments, but time is the multiplier of investments.
So I got to know that my money could be working for me instead of me working for my money. But I do that by investing my money into treasury bills and also mutual funds, which can gain me profits in a short-term basis or a long-term basis.
to invest in a particular company, one of the things you have to look out for is the products you want to invest in. Finding the products will help you to gain more knowledge as to whether your investment is going to yield more income or there's going to be more risk.
Welcome back, viewers. So at this point, we'll take final comments, advice, input, insights from our panelists, and then we will go to your questions that you've shared on our platforms. Keep sending them through, though. Gabriel, can we start with you? What are your final comments? What do you think? What do you want to share with our young people about the gig economy? Any interesting things coming up you want the young people to know?
Yeah. So I specifically want to speak to young people that are currently in the university or in tertiary institutions. I think that we've bought into the idea that the job market would absorb us. We know that it wouldn't, but then the reality hasn't hit us that much. And most often, personally for me, it didn't hit me until I was in my final year and I realized that, listen, I might walk out of this place and I might not even get a national service posting.
I know.
That's a good
I
place.
know that feeling.
So I have to ensure that I'm building the skill set that the job market is looking for. So one of the things that I started doing in school, which was very accidental, was that I really liked, there was a particular sneakers that they used to sell on AliExpress. I don't want to mention their name because of advertisement. I really liked that sneakers a lot. I couldn't find some in Ghana to buy. So I decided I was going to buy some from AliExpress. I bought a couple. It came in, they shipped it down to Ghana, and I realized that if I buy one, I'm getting one for free. So if I buy 5 sneakers, I'm getting 10 sneakers.
Oh, wow.
So I decided that I'm going to put this on my WhatsApp status, share them in group pages, and see if somebody would be interested in buying it.
I'm sure a couple will be.
And it became a very in-demand sneakers during that time, because at the end of the day, you couldn't find something to buy in a local shop here. And there's somebody that is shipping it for you at a reduced price compared to what you would have even shipped. So imagine how I was able to leverage digital platforms, you know, AliExpress, WhatsApp, to ensure that I am selling and I'm making some money. You know, I remember when I was about to finish university, the organization that I currently work in had come to Kumasi to run a training, and I volunteered to join the training that they were doing, to help around, pack the chairs, set up the projector, you know, just get somebody, if somebody is presenting, I'm behind the laptop going next. And that got me an opportunity to do my national service in the organization.
Oh, you see that.
And 6 years down the line, I've come back to manage the project that I was a national service personnel.
In the same organization.
In the same organization.
I'm sure young people of today would think packing chairs, going to support an organization, an event is not motivating enough.
Exactly.
But that is what projected him
to
get his national service with his organization.
Yes. And one of the things I think young people need to do is that we need to ensure that we are putting ourselves out there consciously. So one of the things that I did was that I was very consistent on LinkedIn, because that's the only marketing platform that I had to exhibit myself as a professional.
Okay.
5 years down the line, Twitter is expanding to Africa. A recruiter reaches out to me on LinkedIn and said, listen, we have this particular role. We've not, all the people that are applying for the role don't meet the requirements. I've gone through your LinkedIn profile. I've gone through your works, and I think that you'd be a good fit for the role. Do you want to interview for the role?
Oh, wow.
And
we
that's
have
how
to be intentional.
Intentional about putting yourself out there.
Ourselves out there.
Exactly. And even when you get it wrong, you correct yourself and you come back. You know, so consistency is very key. Being intentional and being consistent is very key in ensuring that you survive in the gig economy, most importantly. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Tony, any thoughts? We need to position ourselves.
Okay, so my mind is revolving around several things. First of all, I think that the gig economy is mainly about your skill that you have. When you attend school, you usually focus on gaining knowledge. When you finish school, you find out that it's not the knowledge that really matters, but it's the skill that matters. And how do you get this skill? And like Gabriel said, you need to start thinking about volunteering at places so you can develop the skill that you have. So I would encourage anyone who is listening to us to look at volunteering at places where they can gain some skill. And then once you gain the skill, the platforms are available where you can now start using your skill, monetizing it. I would like to also include that work used to be something we did from 8 to 5 and only from Monday to Friday. In the gig economy, work is no longer a place you go. It becomes a thing you do. Because when you wake up in the morning and you turn on your phone, work has started.
No, work is no longer a place you go.
It has become a
but
thing
a thing you do. That's very insightful.
So, and then the last thing I'll also say is that with this new economy, we're also looking at it solving the problem of retirement. It doesn't have a retirement age. When you are 60 years and you are strong, you can still work. Yeah? And what that means is that the skill that you build over time, if you know how to mentor young people, and of course, Absa, we are going to bring you the platforms, don't worry. You have platforms that people can connect to and you can mentor people. Definitely, these platforms will become an opportunity for both those who want to mentor and those who need to be mentored.
Mentees.
And then that becomes an opportunity for you to earn money and then to grow. Thank you.
Fantastic times ahead.
Okay. I think that sometimes, the way our educational system is being structured, if you're a general art student, then you need to toe that lane to the end.
Yeah.
If you're a science student, you need to toe that lane to the end. And sometimes the fear for most graduates is that that's not what I want to do. This is what I want. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a politician. So
yes.
How is being an Uber driver now going to help me
achieve that goal?
Exactly. But one of the things that we forget during that season is that work ethic is work ethic.
Yeah.
If you are good at your work, you are good at your work, irrespective of where you find yourself. Yeah. So if being an Uber driver is helping you to build that work ethic, I would encourage people to go in there and build that work ethic. Because the interesting thing is that it might not be what you are looking for, but it might be what will lead you to what you are looking for eventually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that Uber driving might not be what you are looking for,
yes.
but it will lead you
to
where you want to go.
Yeah.
It's the work ethics that we need to build.
Yeah.
No matter where you find yourself, you have to build that work ethics that you can carry on to the employment you are looking for. Thank you very much for those insightful thoughts, my gentlemen. We have a few questions. So the first one is from David on our YouTube channel. David is asking, are there any tax implications and obligations for me as a gig worker? Are there tax implications or obligations for a gig worker at this point?
So at this point, I would like to say that everyone has the responsibility as a citizen to ensure that they are paying their tax, because it's the taxes that we use to, develop the infrastructure, develop roads and everything that we need for the gig economy to work. So if you are benefiting from something, certainly you definitely have to. It's your own responsibility. And you see, for a very long time, it has been like a pain or a force for people to pay tax. I don't think it should be the case.
Yeah.
The focus should be that if I contributed to paying tax and that road is fixed, then it means that we who are using the road will have a smoother ride back home. So whether there is a way to checkmate you at this point in time or not, you need to put in that effort to contribute your quota to getting this done, and that's what I'll say.
I think that is just fair.
Yeah.
Once you are getting from the environment, you need to give back to the environment. So once it's the economy that created the opportunity for you to do that gig job, it's just fair, and you need to be a responsible citizen, so you pay your taxes. Okay, as my second question is also from YouTube, and is from Kenneth. Kenneth said, Thank you for doing this, Absa Bank Ghana. Happy if you could share how your conflict of interest policies accommodate side gigs for staffers. I'm not too sure if...
Okay, so conflict of interest. So at this point in time, you find out that when, like I gave the example of somebody who closes from work and has to go for an Uber ride, or somebody who is on leave, right? When you're on leave, you have your free time. So there's a level of responsibility that comes to us who are joining into this gig economy. You know very well that you work in Absa Bank. Your job, you have a responsibility to your job for a certain stipulated time. I think it is not right. It's not right to leave your job time to go
do your gig time. It's basically it.
Yes,
it's not
unethical.
Just right. Yes, it's unethical.
It's unethical. So new things require new regulations, and I think that the regulations are going to definitely follow suit.
Okay.
But it is a practice in Absa Bank. We have a platform and a process to declare your other things that you do. And this is not because we want to prevent you from doing it, but it helps your manager to understand your plight. It helps your manager to manage you better. And we are caught in this world of both the traditional work and then the new way of doing things. So I think that we'll definitely have to manage find a very good balance about it.
I mean, one of the things that Tony said is that your work is what you do. It's something that you do, and you could do a lot of things, you know. So, for instance, I'm supposed to be at work today, but I've asked for permission. I think that's where the challenge is sometimes. You know, we are thinking that because, I'm doing my gig, my manager should understand. But I think that has to be a conversation that you have with your manager. Because at the end of the day, you have a responsibility to ensure that you are working, you are present when they need you. And if they don't need you, if you're not available, there's supposed to be a reason why you're not available.
Yes.
That
and
conversation
at Absa, for
has to be
instance,
had.
we have what we call declaring your business affiliation.
Yes.
Once you are affiliated to something apart from what you do for the bank, you are supposed to just declare it. Once the bank is aware of it, it's not interfering in what you do for the bank, I think you are good to go.
You are good to go.
Yes. So even corporate workers can still have their side hustle.
They need to have a
provided
side hustle.
it doesn't interfere
Yes.
in their work.
Yes.
I'll take our last question. It's from Oforiwa on YouTube. Oforiwa said, what are some of the best practices for companies or managers to effectively manage and support employees in the gig space? Hey, interesting. So now the managers and the companies also should support employees in the gig space.
Okay, so I can say that Absa, listen, it's amazing working at Absa, because we as a bank have provided, you know, the Uber cars you are seeing on the road, a lot of the Uber cars, more than 1,000 Uber cars. We've provided these cars or funding for these cars, and these have been put on the road. So I would say that if we didn't think it was something that a trend that we should start doing, we wouldn't have invested in that. And kudos to Koyo and the guys who made this.
A CIB team.
Who made this possible. And so, you know, if staff members have to, you know, use their cars for Uber rides, and then they do this after work, I don't think it becomes a problem at all.
No, so I managed a group of people some few years ago, and I realized that one of them was very good at public speaking, and she wanted to go into that space, you know, but she didn't have the confidence. So what I would do is that anytime we have a staff meeting, I'll put her on the agenda to come and do something. And if there's a video shoot, I'll put her there to go and do something, you know. And when she finally got to a place where people were inviting her to come and MC at events, I would encourage her to go, you know. And so what I do is, listen, this amount of work you need to do in the day, and you have to do this. But at the end of the day, you need to balance the two and ensure that you're still getting the work done, you know. So I think encouraging people as a manager is very, very important, and also just helping them to keep a balance, a healthy balance between their gig work and their corporate work would help them go a long way. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You need to keep a balance between your gig work and your formal work or your normal employment.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. All too soon, I think we've come to the end of this discussion. It's been very insightful discussion. I've picked quite a number of things that I will be able to share with my young people going forward. However, don't forget to download the Absa Ready-to-Work app, sign up, register, go through the models. We've expanded the Ready-to-Work program, and one of the models in there now is the gig economy. So you could get more content, more information on all the discussions that we just had this morning from the Ready-to-Work app. You can download it from the iOS shop, your Play Store, or your Huawei shop, and then you are part of the Absa family. It's an e-learning program, and it's free. There's no charge to it. So download the Absa Ready-to-Work app, and you'll be part of the Absa Ready-to-Work program. Also, we would like you to connect with us on our social media pages. That's Absa Ghana on Facebook and on YouTube pages. Keep sending all your comments, your questions, and then we will pick them up and I will get back to you on all of them. Thank you so much, and thank you very much for joining us today. Don't forget to download your Absa Ready-to-Work app for more of these discussions. Thank you, and bye for now.
Everyday life.
I've actually been wondering how skills and monetary skills and entrepreneurial skills can build me as a young person. But actually, Absa got me on the go on that. Absa Ready-to-Work is really fantastic. It comes around with entrepreneurial skills, money skills, and everything that I need as a young person to get my business started. So if I recommend any app for any young person out there, I would say Absa Ready-to-Work will do it all for you.
There is an app called Absa Ready-to-Work app, which is going to equip us for industry-ready jobs, and I'm excited about it. I also learned about the stock exchange, where it's a platform where we can buy and sell shares. Not only that, there is a Ghana fixed income market, and then there is a Ghana alternative exchange market.
As young people, we should be patient when doing investments. We shouldn't focus on the interest rates, because interest rate is not the multiplier of investments, but time is the multiplier of investments.
So I got to know that my money could be working for me instead of me working for my money. But I do that by investing my money into treasury bills and also mutual funds, which can gain me profits in a short-term basis or a long-term basis.
To invest in a particular company, one of the things you have to look out for is the products you want to invest in. Finding the products will help you to gain more knowledge as to whether your investment is going to yield more income or there's going to be more risk.